Hey guys. Hey, welcome to On the Mic with the M.
Auntie.
Listen, today we're going to be talking about friends and who ain't your damn friends and who you should really, really look at and see, are they really your friends? So we're
Hmm.
going to talk about what's the lady's name? Shanquilla is her
Yeah,
name?
yeah, Miss Shanquilla, the young lady who died in Mexico on vacation at the what was it, the Airbnb?
Yeah, Airbnb.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy how, it's sad, but it's not surprising to me. The surprising part is someone died. That's surprising, and you have all your quote unquote friends there.
Mm-hmm.
But that's kind of like a situation that's happening every day to people all over the world. You think you got friends who you like ride and die people who are with you from the beginning to the end, like from A to the Z, and the moment they can take advantage of you, boom, their true colors show. So people
Yeah,
need
I
to
mean, look,
realize, hey, everybody your friend.
I was surprised that the situation happened in Mexico. I'm gonna be honest with you because in my mind, I'm like, who has that type of energy on vacation to attack, fight, or just like for real? Because every time I go out of the country, everything Irie. Nah, you good. You bump into me. I'm excuse myself to the left. Come too close. I'm gonna just take a few steps back. Like, I'm not looking for any type of or any bits of confrontation when I go out of the country. The last
No.
thing anybody ever wants to do is see a jail outside of America. That's
Oh God.
rule number one. So
Oh
believe it
God.
or not, you say that you're not surprised that this happened. I'm shocked that women went out of the
Mm,
country on vacation with that type of energy to say I'm gonna be in full blown attack mode. Never. I
God
don't even
damn.
know what type of woman this is.
But
You
yeah,
took that energy with you. Wow.
so I guess
Wow.
the question was, no one plans on killing. No one says
I
I'm
mean, even
premeditating
before
killing you.
you get to the fact that somebody died, right? Because that
Yeah.
perhaps is the unfortunate part. Perhaps you felt like, me and you just gonna throw hands. Even taking it to that level is just, it doesn't make any sense to me that I'm sharing an Airbnb outside of the country, and the house looked large enough for us to all go in separate rooms. It might not have been a separate bedroom, but perhaps a separate room. You can go sit yourself in the living room. I'm gonna go to the bedroom. You can go sit out on the deck. Whatever.
Yeah.
Everybody can go to a separate space if there's something that happened, right? Because something had to have
Yeah.
happened. To get away. There's no reason that I'm gonna have that much energy to be
No.
like fist fighting you in Mexico. Now I'm gonna wait till we get back home. I mean, that's
Exactly.
just me personally. Why is nobody talking about that part of it? That like y'all couldn't, like, what happened that was so egregious to where we couldn't wait till we got back home to whoop somebody's ass? That's all I'm trying
That's
to figure
true.
out.
That's a very true statement. And the other disturbing shit is if me and you got an issue, okay.
Mhm.
But shouldn't you have calmer minds around you to see some shit escalate and they say, whoa, whoa, whoa,
See,
whoa. This getting
See,
to a whole other level.
the men who sat around in the room and they probably just said, these are girls who's about to go to, they just scrapping, right? A little cat fight, maybe. Maybe that's what they said in their head. But right,
Hmm.
I hope that now, next time y'all on vacation and y'all see some girls want to have a cat fight, you don't indulge in it too. Because look at what it
Yes.
got you. Now you looking like the weakest person on the totem pole because you're a spectator.
And you're filming. That's the
Yeah.
other shit. Why
Yeah.
the hell do you got to pull a goddamn camera and film every goddamn thing you see? You basically filmed a
Man,
crime scene.
yeah, see, because that's some new age stuff. We're not even about that lifestyle. Since when
No,
we ever gonna document
a crime. Like here,
a
I'm gonna break in the
crime?
store. Let's go ahead and film me now. I want to make sure that I look good when I'm breaking into the store. So all they're gonna do is take your damn phone. They got everything they need to put your
Yeah,
dumb ass in
yeah.
jail.
Like who documents these types of things for someone else to have proof of? Like I would never. This is like the dumbest and the losers of the losers. Like it doesn't even make
Oh
sense. Everybody has failed everybody in this situation.
yes, and then what the fuck kind of people are we raising when you got the nerve? the audacity to come back home and drop that girl's luggage off to her mama house and not even tell her daughter's dead and
Yeah.
pretend like, oh, well, everything is fine. I just dropped off her luggage and whoop, gotta go. And the mom was like, wait a minute, why ain't
So
nobody
did
tell
they
me?
not tell the mom that she was dead?
From what I heard, they didn't tell her. They just dropped her off her luggage at their mama's house and then bounced, which tells me, how really fucked up the, the mentality is. Because how do you allow something like that to happen and not, I mean, be smiling in her mama's face knowing that there's some fuck shit happen? And
So
it's
I
like,
came home. I know your daughter's dead, and I'm just gonna bring home her luggage.
yes, yes.
Nah, that's foul play.
So, and then they sit back and like, oh well, hopefully, they won't look at us. Of course, if she's dead, they're gonna look
Yeah.
at everybody in the room, and then you were uh, on top. It's just a combination of just dumb shit. Then you decide to put a video of you fighting her when she was naked. So
Mhm.
you uploaded that shit. So you thought it was cute. Oh, look at that fight, and you know she's dead. So again, it's not like it happened at the moment. You did it when you got back into the country and uploaded that shit. What the fuck kind of mentality is that?
It's bizarre, right? Because whoever leaked that tape, and I feel like I had, hmm, I don't think one of them leaked the tape, from what I recall.
Hmm.
I want to say one of the officials leaked the tape, like the Mexican officials last time I heard, as this case
Oh.
being updated. Um, but it's a lot of foul play on everybody's part. And this is why you don't act up when you go outside the country. See, what if we switch the whole dynamic here, right? And
Mm-hmm.
what if they real life just got into a fight and it was just a chick fight, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that was the end of that. And that was just a whole nother day that we saw, right?
Yeah.
And she real life did end up having a situation where she was over drinking, had alcohol poisoning, and the medics tended to her, and something went real bad with the medics.
Mm-hmm.
What happens when that's the scenario? It's hard to even consider that because that's the second spin on the story. It's hard to consider that when you have something that's so concretely visible to your eyes to see.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. All we saw was you call her vulnerable.
Hmm.
Nobody's more vulnerable when you're naked.
It's
The-
like, what happened? We
Mhm.
need for some truths to be said in order to carry on and believe anything that you're saying. And the truths have to make sense, right?
E- Yep.
You have to number one say why you came to my house with just her luggage in hand and didn't mention that she was dead.
How the hell that
Told
not
me
come
a
up?
total different story. You have to have a conversation with me about that. Like, hey, I'm sorry that I showed up on your doorstep with the luggage in hand, but I knew that if I told you the truth, that you would look at me like I had something to do with it because technically I did,
Yes, you did.
right?
But we don't know the whole story. We know bits and
Mhm.
pieces of the story. We don't know who covered up, who did what. I
And it's
mean,
like, what bits and it's like, I'm not even certain that we even know any proper bits and pieces because does anybody know why she's naked?
no. And
That's
again, did you attack her after she got the shower? Did she?
right.
I mean, was she? Did you dope her? Did you put drugs in her drink and then she got high? Some drugs
Yeah,
make you that way, but we don't know. Oh,
we
but we
don't.
know that some punk motherfucker picked up a goddamn phone and started filming. Go ahead, girl, go on, get it. Go. And
Mhm.
again, there's a lack of just human decency.
Yeah, and
We
everybody in that space. And now we have what's the other one? Winter, who they're
hmm
claiming that she did um some type of move on her, some slammed her body down, right? And that's what broke her neck eventually. Essentially, we don't. I haven't seen that video. That's the one video that everybody claims exists and nobody's actually seen. Where's that
exactly.
video at?
We don't know. We don't know
But
if it exists.
any rumor that you now associate with this situation that's believable, that makes sense, is now sticking to the situation.
Hmm
So it's
Yes.
like, look at the situation that your lack of humanity put
Oh,
yourself into. If you were acted with just a little bit of decency, like I'm gonna attack
yes.
this person when they are most vulnerable. Number
Yes.
one, you're most vulnerable when you're naked. You're
Yes.
most vulnerable when you're out of away from home, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're most
Yes, you are.
vulnerable when you're out of your state, not let alone out of your country.
Yes. Yes.
You attacked this girl when she was at her most vulnerable spaces.
Oh, and that's oh T.
Yeah,
And
so
it's just
everything,
it's
every
a lot of people. That's the part that I can't get over. If it's the two of you, okay. But
hmm
there was what, 5, 6 motherfuckers that were there, and nobody thought to say, nobody had the sense of saying, "Hey, this shit ain't right."
hmm
Nobody could go back to their home training. Who the fuck raised them? That's
hmm
my where
Nobody
in
can
your
say,
head?
no, this not a fair fight if she's not wearing clothes. How about
No,
that? Like,
and
hold
if
on. Let her at
a-
least get dressed.
at least get dressed. And again, what the hell kind of quote unquote men were there? I could see two women fighting. I'm like, whoa, 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 whoa. Okay, there's a point where you're like, listen, it's not fair. Let's stop this. Y'all, come on now. Y'all need to act like this. But I'm not gonna take a fucking camera and film all that shit going on and egg it on. What the fuck am I doing? Where did I fail as a man? The women are set aside. How did I feel as a man to not see some fuck shit like this happen and don't step in and separate before we get to this point? First of all, with her being naked, I was saying, no, we're not having that. Because first of
Yeah.
all, she can't even. No, no, no. She's definitely in a vulnerable position. I'm not gonna film no bullshit. I wouldn't even think about filming no bullshit like that. I'm like, no, no, cut that shit out. You go to the room, you go outside, have a smoke, you put some goddamn clothes on, and let's find out what the hell's going on because we're in Mexico to enjoy ourselves, not to get no goddamn fist fight. We could have stayed in the U.S. for that bullshit. But that
No,
shows
we
you the
should have
lack of
carried
men.
it into the US.
Should have.
Yeah,
But
because that's where her folks would have been at. And so if you
yes,
would have came up to that girl's house like you had a problem with her to approach her in her home while she was fully dressed, I don't think that her and her folks would have been just like handled that the way that you just handled her.
no, it
It just
wouldn't.
doesn't make sense.
No, it wouldn't have happened that way. And to get back here and everybody shut the fuck up, like, okay, don't say anything. Again, everybody should go to jail.
Mm.
Everybody, the
As
girl
soon
who
as
did
they
it, everybody.
realized that the medics had failed at reviving this girl, they knew they were screwed. They knew it. They knew,
Yes,
like, oh, because I don't think the intent was to kill.
I think that was the end
I just
result.
that was the end result, but I don't think that was the initial intent. Like, I don't think they said, "Oh, I'm gonna take this girl to Mexico to kill her." I
No.
just don't think that was the initial intent. And if that was becomes the result,
Hmm.
oh,
Yes,
oh,
yes.
damn. Because
But
again, who wants to go to jail
in
in
Mexico,
Mexico? Oh
girl, have
no,
you
oh
seen
no.
those prisons? You seen
People
those
don't
damn
even want
shows?
to like don't even want to fight a case. And like, how your family look flying back and forth to Mexico, sitting in the court to support
Mm,
you. You know, like how we do in America, right? Oh, I'm going to court. My cousin trying to beat this case. Let me go there to support them. No, we're not.
mm-mm. No,
How
sir,
much of their
reply.
family real life is coming out to support you sitting inside the courts? Like, no, no, that
No,
money can run out real quick. How many trips to Mexico we taking?
no,
This is not a vacation now. This is a lifestyle.
no, hell no,
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 no.
and for some
That's
dumb shit like this, oh
and
no,
that's why we do not play around when we go inside of other people's country. So to me, it hit me on so many different levels, more than just, watch who your friends are. Like, watch what you're doing in other countries. How many times do we see people playing around, doing fuck shit in somebody else's country, and now you have to deal with an answer to their government?
we see it all the time.
We're
We
not
see it right
helping you
now.
because you
No,
knew that.
that's the same thing we see with our poor Brittney Griner. I mean, the thing is, they're going back and forth. Well, she shouldn't have done this, blah blah blah. Here's the thing. When you go to a country, especially a fucked up country like Russia, where we
Mm-hmm.
know Russia is so fucking bad that when you take color pictures, it come out black and white. That's just how fucking that's how fucked up Russia is. It's just the fucking the shit the shits. So you're gonna go there, and I understand you went there for the money and all that, and you had prescription here for cannabis. You didn't have they don't have that shit over there. They put if it was Iran, they should be dead. Because
Mm-hmm.
they come in there and those Islamic states, they just kill you. They don't want to hear that bullshit. Well, yeah, you should stay in the US with that bullshit. But
Yep.
she came there with that. She's 9 years in this, and she's gonna be in hell for 9 years unless they get her out there. This is what happens when you go to different places. The USA doesn't control the world. They control the USA. But when you end up to places like Mexico and Russia, you gotta watch how
How
you
you
act.
move? How you
You have
moving
to.
in somebody else's country and you taking it for granted the rights and the freedoms and the bullshit acts that you can indulge in America. You cannot go to someone else's country and be like, oh, I'm gonna just fight this girl in Mexico. First of all, even if that was just a fight, that's assault. So
Hmm.
that girl had stayed alive and said, "Oh no, I'm pressing charges. I'm trying to actually put something down with this situation on paper. Now we
Yes.
playing games in Mexico.
And you're gonna lose because in
Like, why
Mexico,
would we do that?
it's crazy. It gives people having this taking this U.S. mindset across the world. It's gonna get you fucked up every time. You
Mm-hmm.
can't say, "Oh, I'm gonna do that. I can do this in the U.S." Yeah, try it again. Like I said before, you can try that shit here. Don't
Mm-hmm.
go to fucking Iran or Russia or any of these other goddamn countries and do that shit because you be in there forever.
Right.
And like people do drug dealing. Like, I was just gonna take this across the, from Mexico or from Guatemala to Brazil and get here. I've seen a whole lot of people on some shows. There's a show called To Catch a Smuggler. Girl, you got these dumbass people be putting. I just took this from some guy gave it to me. So now I'm gonna bring it over across and take it to the U.S. And they catch them in Brazil, and they're like, "Don't you understand that your ass is going to jail in here in Brazil? You're not gonna make it to the U.S." And then give them one phone call. Call whoever you need to call, but don't call the person who you set this up with because they don't give a shit about you. You're just a mule.
That's the last person. First of all, you dead if you call them. Did you
Exactly.
just call me? Hey, nah, off with his head. Off with his
Dilly,
got to go.
you gotta go. So now you're in fucking a Brazilian prison for fucking 20 years.
Mm-hmm.
And you're like, oh my God, I didn't believe it's gonna happen. Yeah, you dumb motherfucker. What do you think they're gonna go? A slap on your wrist? Oh well, you know what? We're gonna put these drugs on the side. You go on with out the drugs. No, we gotta make an example out of you. So don't do dumb shit in other people's country. First of all, don't do dumb shit, period. Have some control of your goddamn emotions. Nobody should get you to that point where you whipping somebody's ass in Mexico. In anywhere, Puerto Rico, Costa Rica, any
And if
goddamn
it's
where.
an Airbnb, you probably shouldn't be fighting in it.
No.
Can we go with that? If you like, come on. If you're over the age of 22, I mean, you probably shouldn't be fighting anymore. I don't know if the adults got the memo, but you're an adult now,
God
and it's time to
damn.
start adulting. That
Yes.
means keeping your hands to yourself.
What the fuck is up with that? Why can't nobody talk anymore? Why now it has to go right down to the gunplay or fisticuffs? Why can't we communicate anymore as adults? What the fuck is going on where every time you got a disagreement, I gotta bust a cap at somebody or I
Mm-hmm.
gotta fight somebody?
Mm-hmm.
Why can't we just have discussions? Why can't we just
You don't
talk
even
about
have to talk about some things. Some things are just walk awayable. Let me just walk away before I put
it?
hands on this person. I mean, it can be anybody. You can
Yes.
politely and walk away, and they already know that. Mean girl, you just saved your whole tail. I'm gonna walk
Yep.
away because I'm adulting now, and I actually have something to lose. See, all these young girls, they're super pretty, got their eyelashes popping, eyebrows done up,
Oh,
investing in these super glamorous hair weaves, and baby, they are definitely best.
yes.
And then I'm
Yes.
scratching with this. I
Scrap
mean,
it. Scrap it. What you just said.
scrapping,
Scrap it.
scrapping. So you
So
about ready to pull out my like $600 install over why? No, 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 no. See, I'm not showing up. I'm not showing up for that type of fight because when you start investing $600 plus inside of your
whew,
hair, right?
God
That didn't even
damn.
include the lashes, right? That's
Wow.
probably extra $25 to $50, depending, maybe 150. Some get those individual lashes. You got a
Good
whole effect
Lord.
on in your face.
They cost that much for lashes?
Yeah, a good individual set of lashes, yeah. And then you refill after that. But yeah, the initial install, absolutely. It takes some time and they look good.
Oh my God.
They look
Yes.
good. I mean, yeah,
It-
we got the nails popping. These ladies are well done now. Okay. They are presenting themselves as, I'm assuming, working age women, young ladies. They work,
yes.
they have jobs, they're investing their money into their own look. They probably have apartments or homes of their own. I mean, they have stuff to lose. This is adulting gone wrong. You
Wow.
think you're in middle school and you can just go roll up on an old girl and knock her around or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And then go talk to
Yes.
her mother after the situation, right? And then
Yeah.
do it, right? Because I'm about that life, quote unquote. Oops, went wrong, right?
Totally wrong.
It went
Totally
totally
wrong.
wrong to where you thought that you could handle yourself like you was a child, right? But we are now adulting, and you have to actually adult properly. And
Yes.
that doesn't include, fighting someone because now you're guilty by association. Even if you real life, that woman did not die from your blows. Even if it was just a straight up cat fight and the guys wanted to be silly and record it just for the sake of recording it because she naked. That's funny. No, guess what? We're adulting now. And that is not funny now, right? Because the
No.
stuff that you kind of thought you would be able to take for granted and their teenage years, right? Now,
Mm-hmm.
adulthood is serious business.
I just the crazy thing is we're having this conversation, T. Like we're talking about 8, 9 year olds
Mm-hmm.
like having fights.
Mm-hmm.
That's something that our kids would do. Like, they feel like stop fighting, get your ass over there and stop hitting each other. Not grown as quote unquote professional, quote unquote adults having this kind of fist fight. And you just
Now
say
this is this
women.
this strikes me as the middle school era, Mean Girls era, early high school
Yep.
era, right?
Yes.
Where when you get
Yes.
into a tussle with somebody, you want to also embarrass them and try to strip, snatch a man's shoes up off his feet, strip him of something. That's what you used to do. You used
That
to
is
try to
true.
strip them, make them, a little bit more embarrassed than what you already got them out there embarrassed as. Yeah, you trying to humiliate them now, right?
Man.
And that's what you did. At least that's what I recall, from a
Yes.
childhood.
Yes.
You try that as an adult, that's assault.
And you going to jail
And
every goddamn time.
you absolutely can go to jail for that. So I don't care if you're thinking, oh, I'm gonna just two-piece somebody up, quote unquote, I'm gonna give them three-piece. Oh, okay, three-piece gonna send you to jail. Yeah,
Without the biscuit, you're gonna get three
yeah.
piece. Ain't no
No
biscuit.
biscuit involved. Your ass getting gravy for the next 5 years. If
Yes,
you
if you're
decide
lucky.
two-piece somebody up or teach somebody a lesson, the only that person who need a lesson taught is gonna be your ass because you're gonna be in jail. This is assault. We can't just be like, oh, I'm gonna fight her because she said this to me, or she slept with my man, or she tried to talk to my guy, or she did something to me behind my back. You can choose who you're going to involve yourself with. You wake up in the morning and you choose to call the people who you want to be down with. You choose to meet up with those people out in the public. You choose to invite them to your house, or you don't. You don't get to choose to say, she did me wrong. Now I'm going to take her head up off her shoulders. Go to jail.
To directly to jail, past 200. You're gonna go to the
Don't
jail,
don't pass go.
and,
Do
and,
not
and you-
pass
and you're
go.
not gonna get
And do
200.
not collect the $200. Nah,
No.
go directly to jail. That's assault. So you can, think about assault in a big way or in a small way. The guy can
Mm-hmm.
come jumping out of the bushes and, knock you upside your head a few good times. Or it can be your homegirl, inside of a goddamn Airbnb while you naked, fresh out the damn shower, or, laying in your goddamn bed sleeping because it was hot as shit in that room. I don't know why she was in the nude. Just trying to give a reason. But,
Fair.
for whatever reason, it can be anybody. But as soon as you decided to put your hands,
Oh,
across my head, across my body, whatever, that's assault. And it
it,
doesn't take 10 times for you to have done it to assault me. It takes one. So one blow to my person, to my body, is you assaulting me. Now you on the hook for going to jail in America for I don't
mm,
even know how many, 5 years, 10 years, I don't know.
it
But it's
depends
going to
on
have something more than what you're used to.
oh, hell yeah. Oh,
You know what I'm
most
saying?
definitely.
Mm-hmm.
So, and not
Yeah.
to mention the lawyers' fees. And lawyers ain't cheap.
No,
The
you
many
need a
times.
lawyer. Please lawyer up, because if you was foolish enough to put your hands on somebody, you're not that sharp to represent yourself in the court of law. That's number one. That
No, no, and I mean, goddamn T. And you also made another good point. Is what happened that you got that warm that you want to attack her, which tells me you had some animosity toward this young lady before this shit even started.
yeah.
It just didn't
I
just
was
start.
already feeling a certain type of way about you, and I said she do one more thing and it's over.
It's
I'm
a
going
wrap.
on her.
Yep.
Yeah. Because for women, it takes us a lot to get to that point.
That's what
Right?
I thought. I didn't
Unless
think you
you are
just all of a
all
sudden go off and just slap a hoe.
yeah. And then it's like, if I already know that you're this type of woman who just goes off, that why would I be associated with you if I'm the type who doesn't fight? Right? She was
Yeah.
not a fighter type. She's not an argumentative type. I think she was more of a pacifist.
Yep.
And that's fine, but generally speaking, pacifists are not signing up to go to war with their friends. So,
No, and I don't roll with anybody that's like that. I
mhm,
mean, we pretty much have the same temperament. I know I'm not going to go out on vacation with any dude that's. I know if he has a little bit of drink, he acts crazy
yeah,
because I don't want to subject myself to that bullshit.
he's shifting my vibe. He's shifting my energy.
Yes.
And it's like, why? How often would I allow for, somebody who I call my friend to shift my energy when I go out to enjoy myself? Now we're talking about an investment or, real money spent to go out to Mexico, and not just, any little all-inclusive type of situation that you just go online and, book real quick. We kind of put some things together, called up a few people. Hey, you want to hop in this Airbnb situation with me? We're doing this on this day type of thing. It's well coordinated. Like,
Yes.
who hops into that and says, "Nah, I'm bringing this type of energy with me. I want to fight."
No.
Sense.
We're beyond that. First of all, I'm not going to take anybody outside the country that we ain't vibing. We
Mm-hmm.
not totally vibing. I'm not going to take some
Mm-hmm.
knucklehead, and I know they're knucklehead. So the other thing is, it's not like you should know that. Damn, she does act a little fucked up when she get a little tipsy. I don't think I want to go with her because we could be doing a lot of drinking, and I don't want
Yeah.
to deal with that. I'm gonna
Okay.
leave her goofy ass home because I don't want to deal with that. But to bring somebody along, and then everybody around you wasn't even looking for your best interest. That's the other thing.
Mhm.
God damn, cause one person,
It was the level of deceit for me.
yes,
Like, how much deceit was going on in that room, in that space, where I'm assuming she paid for the bulk of the Airbnb. So everybody's like, I mean, I go because it's like, I ain't really paying much to go anyway. I'll toss in my little couple of dollars, but it's not nothing significant, so why not, type of thing. But at the same time, you signing up to go somewhere with somebody who you been didn't rock with, who you do
oh,
not fucks with. What are you doing?
what are you doing? What are you doing? Because again, from what I hear, she was running a successful business. She had her own hair thing going on.
Mhm.
And again, you have to be careful who you hang around
Mhm.
because you're rocking and rolling like that. The motherfuckers you're around are just kind of quasi player hating from behind, talking about she thinks she all that. I'm gonna use her because she paying for it. I go, but you
Mhm.
already got that animosity because she's where you want to be. Well, motherfuckers should learn from her. Don't try to hate on her. Learn for talk to her. And she seemed like the kind of person would help you, but you got some motherfuckers you just can't roll with. You know, and we talk
Well,
about leveling up.
ultimately, as you build up those ladders in life, right, and you get to those next levels, the one thing that happens with you that doesn't happen with your counterparts is a level of discipline, right?
Hmm.
And your brain
Yes,
is for certain things, right? I'm disciplined enough to know that if I have this, I shouldn't want for, too much more without, figuring out that type of thing, right? So
exactly.
the people that you kind of leaving behind, they still have those eyes for the more and didn't even know how to get the little bit yet, right? And so
God
you
damn.
do have to watch them because they lack the discipline that you now have that helps you get to that next level. And a few other morals that you have to sit with, like patience, right? You
Yes.
have patience, right? That your counterparts perhaps they don't have any patience. They can't sit with, a couple little dollars and wait till the next come around to actually invest this money into nothing, something. They have to spend that money immediately. So that's why they generally come up with nothing.
Yes. And that's why you find yourself they're always on your coattail.
Hmm.
They're always trying to come up. You ever and you know people. We both know people always trying to come up. Every time you fucking talk to them, how's it
Hmm.
going? Oh, I'm trying to come up. I'm trying to be like you.
Hmm.
And when you hear that, you're like, okay, I hear a little play here in this
I mean,
voice.
for me, it'd be like just that conversation piece because we ain't gonna converse for too long. You already know that.
That's true. That's true.
Mhm.
Because what we're gonna talk about?
Ain't
Nothing.
got nothing to talk about.
Because what I'm talking about, you don't even know you don't even understand what I'm talking about. So
Mm,
we can't even converse on that level. So it's good. Hey, how you doing? Hey man, hope keep pushing, keep hope alive and keep it moving.
that's it.
And keep it moving. And people gotta understand, you got to leave motherfuckers behind. Sometimes you just gotta say, hey, y- we all want the best for everybody, but you also gotta look at people for where they are.
Yeah,
And
where they
if
not trying to move from.
no, that's true. They're not.
Because they
They're
might have
not
did
trying
some,
to.
yeah, they might have did some real, legitimate work to get them to where they're at, right? And
Hmm.
where you see them at. And to you, that's not it. But for them, they like, nah, I did a whole lot, and this is better than the me who I was yesterday. So I'm okay with the me who I am today. And you have to be okay with that. And you also have to be okay with carrying on. Like, okay, respect. I wish you well, but you can't be affiliate of mine.
Oh no, 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 I can't because again, as we talked about the whole discussion about queens and kings, when you
Hmm.
level up, you go with that level. You hang around that level because you worked hard to get to that level. So
Yeah.
there's no need, you're not obligated to pull anyone else up with you. That's not your obligation. Your obligation is to yourself. Now, if
Yeah.
somebody wants to talk to you and say, "Hey, how'd you get there?" and they're open to listening to you, then I'm all about giving you information because again,
Hmm.
my for me to get here is not like, well, I got here and you figure this shit out. No, I got here, and if you're willing to do the work, you're willing to sacrifice to be, persistent about it. Here's what you need to do. I'll talk to those people all day long. But if you think I'm just going to carry you with me, oh hell no, we got nothing to talk about.
Because
Poof,
we
I'll
all
be
have
gone.
to work.
We all have to do the work, and like I said, you got to be very, very careful along the way because again, there's just people that just hate where you're moving to and all because they don't have the umph to do it. They probably don't want to do it. They're the kind of people like I don't want to put in that work, but yet they want to be drinking Ace of Spades with you, but they don't even have Alka-Seltzer money, let
Yeah,
alone
because they want to do everything at the same pace, right? They feel like you did it real fast and got it up and going, and you didn't have any setbacks. So they want to, live on the level that you living on, and it's false. It's pseudo. What you trying to level up for, and you ain't did the work.
exactly. What the fuck? You cannot live off of me, motherfucker. You don't know. They didn't go through the work and the heartache and the pain, the aggravation we
Mhm,
gone through,
mhm.
and
And you
that's
want to
why
live like you as if you have, and it's like that's why you keep coming up short at the end of it all, right?
you
It's
do.
the difference between you going out partying and having a good time and you partied up and you had a good time and the person on the left partied, had a great time, spent the rent money. The person on the right partied, had a good time, they spent their party money. And
Yep.
You choose the type of person that you're going to be.
That is true. That is very true. And you gotta sometimes say, you know what? I can't afford to party like you party. Okay,
Yep.
so that means I may have to drink water at night and be comfortable with drinking water and
Yep.
understand that okay, I'm looking around. This teaches me what I need to do to get to that level. That
Absolutely.
means it's a humbling moment, a learning moment, a teachable moment. And you have to do that. But most of these motherfuckers today, T, don't want to do the work. They don't want to do the work.
No, because it's not easy. See, it starts off as easy, and everybody starts, right? But when
Hmm.
you get in the thick of it, right in the middle, where you can't see where you started, and you can't see where the finishing end point is at, and you don't really know if you coming or going, right? And it's like,
Nope.
why am I doing this? And that's where all of those, the discipline, the courage, the sacrifice, the staying strong, all that, and that's where it separates us at, right there in that middle, where people drop out the game.
All of a sudden, you're
Going
running a race
forward.
and you're looking, and all of a sudden, you're like, God damn, what happened to my three people beside me? One just fell off, the other one's is hanging on, and then they fall off. You're like,
Mhm.
okay, then you just gotta, hey, we can't worry about that's not our responsibility to worry about what happened to
Yeah,
the other.
because it's not your journey, right? That's they on their journey. They fell behind because they had to repeat a lesson, or they missed something, back there, or they found a gem back there. And it was like, if I don't stop and grab up this gem and put it in my backpack, then as I get to where you at, I'm not gonna have nothing. So there's a reason why, we come up on hiccups and we're not all doing it at the same pace and at the same rate. It's not supposed to be.
No, no, and look at our two journeys. Our
Mhm.
two, we did not get here just sitting around saying, oh, we just hope that just, we just it just drops into our hand. It took hard goddamn work to get where we need to get to.
Yep.
It's continue to take hard work to maintain. The other thing people don't understand is when you get here, you can't just sit back on your laurels. You just can't sit back and, I'm here. No, 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 no. Because life is this way. It's not
Yep.
this way. So
Yep.
you always got to keep striving in order to stay where you are. And we keep striving to become better. Because again, we're not our best. We just better than we were yesterday. But people don't understand. They think it's like it's over. It's
Mhm.
never over. As
Mhm.
long as you are a queen and a king, you always got to keep striving every single day to be the best person you can be. And that means it's some days it's tiring. You understand being a queen, some days it's tiring being a queen.
Absolutely.
You
But you
know,
still get up and do the job.
you still get your ass up and you do what you need to do because again, I did a lot to get here. I got to continue to do a lot to stay here and to get better. But these young, dumbass people today is just in this fake ass mentality that I can do this very easily. It is not going to take much, and I should
Mhm.
be jealous of anybody else that does it better than I do. Instead
Uh-huh.
of getting better, you want to hate on somebody. Can you learn from people and do better instead of
Mhm.
resorting down to uh crazy shit like attacking someone at a fucking B&B in Mexico? What are
Mhm.
you doing? You you were blessed enough to leave out of the country to go to Mexico. Do you know how many people never leave this country? Some
Yeah,
people
that's why
can never leave.
you check your circles that you're moving in though. Like if everybody in your circle is doing better than you, I mean, either you step your
Oh,
game up or you move in another circle. Maybe
yes.
you need to find somebody who's not doing as well.
Oh, but you gotta be truthful. You're
You
right there. You
have to
gotta
be
be
honest
honest.
about yourself. If all you feel is hate in your veins for the people who's around you, change your group. It
Damn.
could be that because if you don't want to level up with the people who's around you, that's fine. The option can't be, oh, let's go out of the country and I'm gonna attack her because I can't be exactly where she's at. So the envy and jealousy is just building up in me. And so you do anything, it's gonna kind of set me off at this point. So yeah.
Wow.
Mm-mm.
I just again, I take that we look at this badass situation that happened, but then you have to go back to what the fuck? Who raised you? What raised you?
Mhm.
Because
Mhm.
no matter what your situation is in life, you should have some humanity to see something fuck should happen and say, you know what, this is not right. It doesn't take a brain surgeon to figure out that that was not right. And somebody one person, all it takes is one to say, you know what? No, 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 we're not having that here. I don't give a shit what's going on. We're just not gonna have it because I know I wasn't raised to see some shit like this. So for you to basically subvert, downplay your humanity for this tells me like who you are, which kind of tells me that I wouldn't trust your ass around cats, dogs, kids, nothing. Because if you were very easy to sit back, one, fight a girl, that's another mentality. But to
Mm-hmm.
film that shit and
Mm-hmm.
not jump in, it's like you're able to or likely do anything. I wouldn't put anything past you because you showed me you have no humanity. You have no empathy.
Well, number one, when you coming up, the first thing that's instilled with you when you're interacting with people and you out hanging out with people, especially as a female, is if you go out with that woman or that girl, that associate, no matter how close or how distant y'all become or whatever happens, you leave out with that girl, you come back with that girl. Period.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Period.
Yes.
Safety. Everybody deserves to have their daughter back at home. It does not
Absolutely.
matter what happens between y'all. Y'all can stay the hell with each other later. Just make sure that y'all both get back home safely. That's
Yes.
the rule. That's the
Yes.
foundation of it all. We're not saying
Yes.
for you not to have an argument. We're not saying for you not to disagree. We're not saying for you not to stay friends. We're just saying, hey, make sure that you leave out with your homegirl. Make sure that your homegirl making it safe and vice versa. Period.
That that's true. Saying it with guys. For a guy, if I know that somebody, and a few times it's happened in the past, my boy be so tight he can't drive. Okay, well, I'm taking you home. We're gonna give
Yeah.
me your keys, and I'm gonna take you home. And then when you get home, I'm gonna walk you to your door, and I'm gonna give you your keys, and I'm gonna close the door. Because again, you can come back tomorrow and get your car,
Mm-hmm.
but
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna allow you to get in the car when I know you are blitzed and
Mm-hmm.
drive home and kill yourself and kill somebody else, and
Yeah.
then I have to live with that because I was like, well,
And
you
then
know,
your friend can be mad at you. And it
don't give a
doesn't matter
shit
because you say, you know what, listen, either we can beef it up tonight and either, squash it tomorrow, or we can stay mad at each other. But either way, my job is to make sure that you get inside the house in one piece.
because I do not want to have that conversation with your parents. Well,
Yeah.
do you know he was drunk? What he said he was hanging with him?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but
Oh, he
you knew
said
he
he
was
left
drunk
at 11:30. I left at midnight. I say I didn't leave to no, 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 no. Y'all arrived together. Yeah, come on back home together. Because then that's the rule.
that's the
Where
rule.
where you came from? No, I'm gonna just show up with her bags and not with her. First of all, you should have
Come
stayed
on.
your ass there. You come to
Yes,
my house. I would have known off the break something's not right, and ain't nobody gonna leave out of my door till we figure it out.
you bet you goddamn
Yeah,
right because you come with my
yeah.
daughter's luggage
Let,
and what my daughter the
hold
fuck.
on. Let me lock the door. Let me
Yes,
lock. You're gonna be screaming, get out. Yeah, nah. You ain't better get out of here. I'm gonna have to figure
no,
this out right here, right now.
yes,
There's
and now
no way you got the audacity to show up at my mama's house and my dead body is laid out in Mexico with my suitcase, and my mother's like, "Oh, okay, you could just walk out." No, mm-mm,
see. And
mm-mm,
they said she had money. I think someone said she had money on her, but they didn't find the money.
mm,
So,
mm-mm.
you killed her. You took her money, and then you just went on, got back on the plane just as nice, and came on back home like, "Ooh, that was a beautiful trip." I mean, sunshine, tequila, and dead bodies. Hot damn.
I
That was an
mean, how
exciting
long
trip.
of a trip? I mean, I guess they cut their trip short because of the situation, right? I think
I'm
that
pretty sure it's kind of
was
hard to be
really,
there in a dead body in the place. So I guess she's like,
mm,
I guess gotta leave early. But goddamn, come on, T. What the fuck? That
mm.
your conscience at some point didn't fuck with you. At your conscience at some point they said, you know what, this some fuck shit. I gotta do something.
The conscience fucked with him, and that's what made him show up to mom's house and try to sell the story that made him sleep at night. See, that's that
Wow.
showed up to mom's house. They were there soliciting the story,
Oh
see if
god
willing
damn.
to buy it, right? And
Oh
no, I had to been sold so many stories by this point. All of them had to have been false. I can't buy none of them.
yes, none of them. Because right
Yeah,
now I don't trust any of you. I
yeah.
don't
So
trust any of you.
they would have showed up there and sold this little story, and it would have set, made the mom, at ease and a little piece of, like, oh, okay, thank you. Oh, yes, that's exactly what happened. That makes total sense. Then they would have been able to go home and, conscience would have rested just a little bit, but it didn't. It did because it
Nope.
didn't make sense. You have to
No.
make sense out of these things. And then when you go to retell the story has to make sense because everything that happens makes sense,
Yes. Got to make sense. And it didn't. So
especially on
when you
this level.
yes, you can't you can't do this and don't expect repercussions. So of course she was shocked when the FBI knocked on her door and arrested her ass and sent her back down to Mexico. She was
Yeah,
shocked. Really?
yeah,
They
yeah,
all should be shocked because I sent all the asses back there because I don't know who did it. I
yeah.
just had this one person fighting, but you know what? I'm sending all five of y'all goofy asses back down to Mexico and let the Mexican authority figure this shit out.
Mhm,
And
mhm.
then you'll spend your time in Mexico, which they don't understand. Mexican prisons are quite different than U.S. prisons because in Mexico prison, they don't have to feed you
I think
because
that pretty much all prison systems outside of the US are totally different
mm-hmm,
from ours. And that's why you grow up with the idea that if you ever want to, dream of going to France or dream of going to, you know, what's another good South Africa, or you want to,
mm-hmm,
go to some exotic country, your parents look at
Dubai.
you like, you
Yes,
better not get in trouble while you're there. You better not ever go outside of this country and get locked up abroad.
it's a wrap. Like I said, in
Yeah.
Dubai, you like, oh, I go to Dubai and do what I need to do. Dubai, as
Mm-mm,
beautiful as Dubai is, again, it's still Islamic Republic. So they will
mm-mm,
put your ass in there, and you're gonna need somebody to know you in Dubai to feed your goofy ass. And if
mm-hmm.
you don't know anybody in Dubai, you'll be a starving motherfucker if you've
Yep.
been there for a number of years. So you're gonna last long. So again, don't. It's like these people need to learn how to handle their fucking emotions. I mean, these are the most insecure, baby, childish like motherfucking young adults I've ever seen in my life. And I keep saying, like, are they all like this? But it's a lot of goddamn stories where they're doing a lot of stupid fuck shit that's really childish and immature. Is like, what the hell happened with their upbringing?
I mean, I'm concerned. It's concerning. It's quite concerning. It is not a male thing.
No.
It's both of them. It's the males and the females, and it is a certain age group who what they said was it 10 years ago. This is emo rap, emotional rap, and I'm like,
Hmm.
what is what's that mean? Like,
Exactly.
no, you're not
Yes.
gonna rename it. No, it was all sad music, sad
Yes.
rappers, but all this weird, crying on the record type of thing. And now you have 10 years later, all those kids have been grown up, fake adulting, and they're all, they don't know how to handle their relations, their emotions and relationships. And we're just like, damn, I thought the music used to help you kind of cope. And you used to be like, oh, that song helped me get through this. And I'm just
Yes.
like, is these songs helping these kids cope with shit anymore? Because like they're not coping with nothing. One
Mm.
kid, one kid just a few days ago, I think he shot his parents because she denied him of his phone or something to do with his phone. I saw the shit popped up on my Twitter account.
I did see
And I
that shit. It was
said,
the 10-year-old. He was 10 years old and
he was
shot his mama.
10. This
Yes.
little Bama would. Can you imagine being shot by your 10-year-old kid? First of all, boy, if you don't kill me, I'm gonna kill you right back. And if you do kill me, I'm gonna kill your ass right back. Because I'll be damned if my 10-year-old son gonna shoot me. First of all, I will his ass. Yeah, think about it. It ain't even my son who did it. You see what I'm saying? Like
Yes.
that's a
Yes.
straight and then over your phone. And your ass
Oh,
probably didn't wash the dishes neither or put away your clothes. Nah. Nah, so now you're not allowed to take away kids' phones now. Yeah,
good God of
I'm taking
mercy.
away
I
mine.
girl, I don't mean no harm, but that motherfucker, if he had shot me, he better have killed me.
You better
Because
have
because if not,
better have
I'm
killed me
going to die with
twice.
you. He better
Better have
because
killed me twice. Cause I'm a
yes.
yeah. Okay, y'all get me
I
mad thinking about it.
see,
Yeah.
because I know that face. It's like I know I'll kill that motherfucker. I'm like, listen, I
Yeah.
may bleed out before the cops get here, so I'm gonna kill that motherfucker. Right? I'm gonna break his
Yeah.
neck because I don't know how much strength I got. I'm just gonna break his fucking neck,
Mm,
and if I do survive, I kill him. Why? He shot me.
yep.
I have to take him out. I don't want to leave him in this world to cause any other problems. Because if he shot
That's
me,
it. Like,
I
nah, and then I went insane temporarily. That's what I did. Yeah,
exactly. Fuck
yeah.
no.
But that's what happened with the boy who shot up the kindergarten classroom, right? He was the
Oh,
kid who decided to kill his grandmother, um,
mm-hmm.
because she turned off his cell phone service. See, that's why you gotta get these kids used to getting off those cell phones. Just cut off their screen time, whatever you're trying to do. There's an app for that.
Yep.
Because you're not gonna sit here and act like you ain't never been without a phone a day in your life. First of all, next time you want to turn off your kid's service, just pretend like you're poor. Like,
There you there you
oh,
go.
you got disconnected. Whatever happened to a good old disconnect? You got disconnect the
Exactly.
damn phone on their asses. I'll be sitting there pretending like my shit off too. Nah. Oh,
Everybody shit off. I can't call. You can't call. Nobody can call. God damn it. We're all sitting here with no goddamn phones. God damn it. So now you
yeah,
understand. You got to work. You got to
yeah.
work,
And
motherfucker.
it's because your
Get.
ass didn't want to listen, and because you didn't want to listen, I couldn't go to work. Am I on my mental health days? Yeah. Nah,
There
fuck these
you
kids. Because they're not gonna keep running us, and I'm assuming it's a lot of poor parenting going on out here too. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying?
Yep.
Just the imbalanced household. Moms are working a lot, dads are working a lot, grandparents is in another state, aunties don't
Exactly.
even like the other sister type of thing. The
Yep.
household, yeah, the unit is not, it's
It's
not
not
in
tight as it
sync.
used to be.
The
And here's
damn
the other thing.
that.
Here's the other thing. If you got a fucking gun, can you put
Hmm.
that motherfucker somewhere so you don't get shot with your own gun? Because
Yeah,
the other question is, where the hell did 10-year-old get a gun from?
yeah. It
So
was
he had to shoot you with your gun. He shot you with your shit. So
he
now it's like,
stole,
God damn, he'll just kill me with my own shit.
he didn't
God
even
damn.
steal it. He just borrowed it. It was like what's that? Nah, man, you're not borrowing my gun, shooting me with my own gun, then putting that shit back
No.
in the same spot. You ain't even
Like,
to steal my gun. Like, damn,
oh my
damn.
God. It's like,
That's
what
that's
the
an
fuck?
entitled kid. That's an
Yes.
entitled child right there. Mm,
Exactly. And so now we have to if you're gonna buy a fucking gun, be 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 a parent. When
mhm,
you put that, lock that shit up, take the bullets out. You do all these things. They have classes for gun
mhm,
safety. So when you bought the fucking gun, you should have took a couple classes on gun safety. Or it should be common sense. Hide the gun, put it somewhere so your kids can't find it, and not even worry about that shit. But
I mean,
what
damn
happened?
that. Because remember when I remember growing up, and the issues used to be the kids used to accidentally, right? And you be a 10-year-old, a 9-year-old would accidentally shoot their sibling, right? The issue
Yep.
was a big issue when I was coming up. Like, it was on the news every week.
Yep.
And it would
Yes.
just be accident that this kid, shot his sibling. This kid knew how to use the gun, Malcolm. He probably knew how to unlock the lockbox the shit was in too.
Exactly. So it can be
Nah, these
accidental.
kids they too savy. Nah,
Mm-mm.
that
I
lockbox wouldn't have saved her. You should
Oh
have
no.
been dealt with that child. You should have been dealt
Exactly.
with that child. Yeah, that lockbox would not have saved these people. These kids, first of all, this kid shot with the intent. How many years ago? I'm gonna just say 20.
Mm-hmm.
20 years ago, the kids accidentally fidgeting with the gun and the safety lock was off. Oops, shot somebody. Now you just picked it up. It was like, I know how to operate this and the kickback ain't nothing. What?
Yes.
No,
Yes. Yes.
no,
Something's
no.
gone
How is it
fucking
possible?
horribly wrong.
Yeah,
Horribly wrong. When I
yeah.
was growing up, I could see a motherfucking gun on the table. I better not, let alone touch it. I better not even look at it.
Mm-hmm.
Because if that motherfucker shifted, and they would sit there, and again, I went to a couple people's houses. You see guns, shotguns, down the country, you see that shit. And I knew not to say, "Oh, there's a gun. Let me go grab it and see how it goes." Fuck no, you better keep fucking walking, because if you touch that shit, they're gonna beat your
Yeah,
ass, and
yeah,
you'll learn not to touch it again.
yeah.
But
You will.
these kids now, they don't give a fuck. They're grabbing
Mm-hmm.
guns and all that shit. And the parents should understand, when you have kids like that, you didn't still fear in them about the gun. It should be something that they should be wanting to touch. You
Well,
should at least,
damn that fear and about the gun. Where's the fear for for the parent?
but, hey,
I need my
Exactly.
minds to be so fearful that if he feel like if he want to kill me, he know I'm going to come back and kill him right back, right back. So you kill mom if you want to. Guess who coming back for that ass? Mom is. Mom is. So sleep on that.
You
Yeah,
goddamn skipping.
yeah.
You are
So before
absolutely right
you
with that
fear
shit.
that damn gun, you better fear my wrath first. Yeah, yeah. So it's just like, where's that sense of fear and respect that's supposed to be instilled,
Yeah.
and the sense of disappointment, right? You used
Yes.
to want to make your parents proud and not have them be disappointed. Like you
Exactly.
come home and your homegirl dad, that's a disappointment. Be
Dead.
like, what?
Dead. And because for uh, no reason. It's like the parents are left. That's the ripple effect.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody understands the ripple effect. It's like suicide. Well, I commit suicide, I'm out. And it's unfortunate that people make that decision. But the people here have to live with that. Your
Mm-hmm.
decision to kill yourself now, the parents, anybody left over that loved you, have to deal with that. Like, could I have done something different? Should I have done something different? You've now put these parents in a sorority and fraternity that nobody wants to be in. We as parents should want our kids to bury us. We
Right.
never want to be in a situation where we have to bury our children. It's not natural.
Right.
So for these s- five motherfuckers to put this burden on this young lady's parents that they have to live with for the rest of their lives,
Mm-hmm.
there's not enough jail time that's gonna solve that.
Mm-mm.
But all those motherfuckers need to be in jail. I don't give a shit what
Mm-hmm.
they say. You are all complicit. You are all part of this fuck shit. So you all should pay the price. And that's ultimately what needs to happen. People need to start paying prices for their fuck shit. You just
This
can't get
is
a
the
slap on the
parent's
wrist.
worst nightmare. Your child
Yes.
did not come back home. You leave
Yes.
out that door, and I don't care how old your child is,
It
right?
don't
And
matter.
it's your 50-year-old child, okay? He
It
can be a
doesn't.
whole man, wife, kids, all that, grandkids, and yeah, in a nutshell, that's
Yes.
your child. Let that child
Yes.
be able to come back in through your door. That's a
Yes.
problem.
It,
That's a parent's biggest nightmare. And y'all just made that shit come through
oh,
so easily. That's not
so
okay.
easy.
And then
It's not.
imagine having to coordinate the pickup for the body,
Oh.
dealing with Mexican officials,
Oh.
try and get to my daughter to pick her body up. How much that costs? How much money
Oh.
that
Yes,
we
you got to
got
ship her
pull it
back.
right now? Like
God
that's
damn.
that's just an insane, like all the other stuff outside of the bad friends and the you know the poor ways we deal with each other, and outside of all of the stuff that's been trending on YouTube, right?
Mhm.
Like nitty gritty of when you deal with someone who's died and they died outside of not your state.
Oh.
Hellish if they die outside of your state.
Mhm.
They dying outside of the country.
Oh.
Don't even speak the same language.
No. 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 And
We
that's
don't have the means to get this person's body back. So we have to depend on somebody else on their own terms.
oh,
We're going to assume that we're going to need a liaison because the officials over there, we don't know how to handle them.
no.
Want to just be handled by them. So we definitely need a liaison to kind of help us navigate. You imagine having to navigate to get your child's body back before you can
Oh.
start to deal with the funeral arrangements. Come
Oh
on.
my God. That
Now,
that is
and then I still gotta listen to these people delivering me bullshit stories. Come on.
bullshit stories. Oh
Come on.
no. 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 Mm-mm. And I- and again, it's just it makes us really say people really, really need to look at their friendships. They really, you may not want to look at it because the thing is, it's hard to believe that this is an extreme situation that your friend that don't like you may kill you,
Mm-hmm.
but that same friend could badmouth you. That bad friend can say shit to you or say shit about you online or say shit about you in general, and it gets back to you.
Mm-hmm.
And then we need to stop this. Oh well, they was just mad or they was just this. No, motherfucker. If people show you who they are,
Mm-hmm. Believe it.
believe it.
Yeah.
Don't try to paint this picture that, oh well, they're going through something. Them going through something got nothing to do with bad mouthing me. Them
Mm-hmm.
going through something had nothing to treat me like some shit when I go out my way in a lot of cases to help those motherfuckers.
Mm-hmm.
So if you hear that and you're like, okay, and they approach you and oh, I was going through something at the moment. Oh no, bitch, we're done. And that's go with guys. We don't fuck
That's
with no dudes like that.
yeah, but you hear the term that says you can't go out of town with everybody, type of thing.
Yep.
Because it's one of the places and spaces where you're most vulnerable at, right?
Yes,
Mom
it is.
can't come right to you immediately. Your homegirl can't respond to you immediately. Your husband can't get to you immediately.
Mm-hmm.
So it's really about those vulnerable places and spaces that you allow people to enter into you, right? You got
Mm-hmm.
a girl who you tell all your information to, or you tell all your business to, or she knows, the ins and outs of how your business works. And then she has the capability to use that as fuel against you whenever they kind of want to. And so
Mm-hmm.
you really have to be careful on who you being vulnerable around. That's why as we get older, our circles are much smaller because your
Yes.
information is now more valuable, right?
Yes.
I
That
don't
is
need
a very
knowing
true.
all of my information about my marriage, right? It's one thing for you to know the information about, when I was dating and, I'm just
Mm-hmm.
around with these guys. That's not real, information, but my marriage and how things go inside of there, you're not privy to that.
You
And so
can't
it's
be.
just, yeah, you can't be. So it's just like speaking to how vulnerable you are around people. Like the very idea that you're inside of an Airbnb with, I don't know, 5 or 6 people who real life deceived you and betrayed you. Like boo boo, all you needed was one good friend and a good condo, a good hotel room, whatever little all inclusive. It don't have
Yes.
to be a group everything because everybody in that damn group and do not have your best interest at heart.
And that is so, so true, T. And I think it's a hard lesson for people because if you think about it, you want people just to like you. Um, you don't want to be judged by anybody because you don't want to judge anybody. You're like, hey, I take you as you are, and if I have an issue with you, hey, I have an issue with you, and I won't mess with you because my thing is, I'm not gonna be that guy like I don't like that son of a bitch, but I'm gonna still mess with you. I'm like,
Yeah,
if I
yeah.
don't like you, I'm not gonna talk to you. I'm not gonna
I
deal with
know.
you. I speak to you and keep it moving, but I'm not gonna it be in your world that we can conversate like that. So I'm not even gonna do that. But it's like you really got to look at who the hell's in your circle. You really do. Because if you don't,
And
worst
you
case
gotta
scenario.
who you allowing to stay in your circle and who you are. You don't. Hmm. Adults, I feel like that's the age group where they feel like that circle's going to grow because I think these were like friends that she had from high school. I mean, from college,
Mhm,
right?
mhm,
I'm gonna go with traditional ages where you graduate from college between 22 and 23, but
mhm.
at this point they're 25. So
Yes.
I don't know like the type of relationship that you've maintained. See, that's
Uh-huh.
the other thing. You can have a relationship with somebody who was amazing that only lasted, for your first 2 years in high school. Me and old girl, we was best friends for life, ninth and 10th grade, but she ended up changing schools. I ended up staying here. And so, I needed a new best friend because we rip and run the halls the same way. Those that girl who I left in ninth and 10th grade, we're no longer friends. I didn't maintain that relationship. She went elsewhere. It's
Yep.
the same thing along the way. If you're not maintaining a relationship, that relationship that you once had with someone, it's not still there.
No,
You've not
it's
maintained that, and then the relationships don't stay the same.
nope, it sure
Always,
don't.
yeah,
It always changes because again, it evolves. And again, you
yeah,
don't know what that person went through once y'all broke loose. That person could have had all kinds of fuck shit happen to him, and you just went along your life just as nice. And then they come back with a certain mentality that they didn't have, and you don't know the change because you
yep,
weren't in contact with them. So
yep,
now they're coming in at you with a different vibe, and you don't
yep,
really realize. You're like, oh, I remember her as this, but she's
yep,
really now that.
yep.
And you found out the hard way, unfortunately, when some like this happens, and that's that's when you really, like you said, you have to really look at people and find out where they are. Just don't
Mm-hmm.
assume that, oh, I remember. No, I don't remember. Talk
Mm-hmm.
to them and see where the hell they are before you start to invest any time or effort into bringing them back into your world, because it may not be worth it. It may be
And
a scattered person compared to the person you first saw who was just
because
crap.
remember, we are adulting.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Like that,
Yes.
I feel like the one thing that was kind of the oversight here is the level of adulthood that we should have kind of been involved in there, and
Yeah.
it just was none. It just was
No.
like our real life are whole adults, guys. It's not just like a weekend vacation, to the tropical place, right?
Nope.
These are adults who are liable and responsible for a whole lot because you're an adult now. Your mom's not responsible for what you do on the airplane. She's not responsible for what you
Nope.
do at somebody's villa. She's not responsible for what you do at somebody's country. If they come
Nope.
pick your ass up and extradite you back to Mexico, guess who's going? Just you, not your mom, not your dad. They're not responsible for you anymore. So when you're adulting, you would expect for somebody to adult, just a little more sensibly than what this is. And so when you
Yes.
go through life and you involve yourself in different relationships with people, the relationships are there for what they say, a reason, a season,
Mm-hmm.
or permanent. And they don't have to be permanent. And it's good to see people that you've seen in the past that you went through certain things with, because you're going to go through things to people
Mm-hmm.
that you don't hold on to. But when you see them, talk to them on Facebook, it feels amazing, but I do not still know you the way that I used to, and that's okay.
It's okay. It is
Y-
okay.
Yes, and if we want to get to rekindle that relationship, get to know each other a little bit more again, we can start that too. But we can't just assume that the relationships and the people who we once knew are gonna always be like that, right? Because
No.
if you had love for me before, doesn't mean that you coming back with love for me now.
No, because shit happens. We understand. We know in this journey called life, it's a lot of things that's going to happen to you. A lot of good things, a lot of bad things,
Yeah.
and it depends on how you react and how you take it in, and with the adjustments you make to it tells you what kind of person you could be, because some things can taint people very quickly. Some people are like, that's just life, and they just roll with the punches. But you don't really know that unless you have a conversation with someone and really talk to them, not just assume, but really talk to them and find out where their head is at. And that's what these young kids got to do now. You just can't just reminisce on what y'all used to be in college and all the fun.
Mm-hmm.
It's different. I mean, they've been out school for a couple of years, a whole lot of things. You didn't get no job, or you got a degree and you didn't get the degree or job in the place that you got the degree in. You feel a certain way, like, damn, I got all this damn student loan, student debt, and now I can't even get a job in my thing. You feel a certain way, but then you look at her, say, damn, she's doing good, she's doing this, doing that. Well, I knew I'm smarter than her, because then you start comparing. Well, I know I
Yeah.
should be where
The
she should
time
be.
the time after college is so much different than the time after high school. If you can
It
remember, like,
is.
the mindset of that fall, fall
Mhm.
right after high school, right after you graduate,
Mhm.
everybody's gonna start kind of showing up to see what it is that they went on to kind of do, right?
Mhm.
But unlike college, that first fall right after you graduate from high school, there's no money associated, right? So it's more like that brag book. And everybody's just starting. And so you feel like, if I didn't really, live up to that expectation, if I didn't go to a 4-year institute and I just started at a 2-year, I still got some time to kind of catch up, right? So
Mhm.
you might get eyes turning green then. They're just not going to be as green, right?
Mhm.
Do fast forward 4 years later, 5 years later,
Mhm.
people had time to kind of do what they do, find little special niche jobs and things to kind of jump into, and you start seeing people start turning their wheels, and your Facebook posts looking better than your real life, but don't nobody really know it because you got these, you angle your shit real well, you word it real well, so people
Uh-huh.
know because they don't really know you anymore. Those eyes start getting greener and greener for the people who start falling further and further behind. Like, oh,
Mhm.
started a hair business, but I was supposed to start, a software company or something. And mine's is, it ain't doing what it's supposed to be doing, but yours is, man, your ball is rolling. Them eyes
Mhm.
greener. And not Not because, jealousy isn't something that's natural, but because it's also technically a fuel, right? Yeah, sweat,
There
get
you go.
jealous, and then move. The
There
problem
you
is that some people ain't moving with that fuel. You just sitting
Nope.
there fueled up until your ass explode into something, violent. You're supposed to
That's
get
true.
fueled up and move with it. What are
There
you
you
doing?
go. There you go.
Yeah, so
That's
so
supposed to be the fuel.
to me, that time right after college, that's when it get
Yep.
real. Because and women, I can't speak for men, but I know women, they can
Mm-hmm.
get real into their feelings. That's when they're going to start seeing women really level up on the certain aspects of career,
Mm-hmm.
chips. Like, oh man, her guy popped a question to her
Mm-hmm.
and she graduated on time. Ah, I
Oh.
get green. Oh man, her man and her, they've been in a stable situation. Oh, and her business got off the ground. Ah,
Mm.
you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
But you might have to go back and do another semester before you graduate. But
Oh,
because you looking over there, you can't stay focused to your journey.
there you go. That's the
Right.
problem. Everybody's always peeking in somebody else's yard. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
that grass is greener. Well, where but your goddamn grass? You live in that house. Look at
Yeah.
what can you do to get your grass green?
Yeah.
Work on your shit. Stop looking at other people's shit and being envious about and
Yeah.
jealous of other people's
Be
shit
fueled up.
because
No, look at my stuff and get fueled up. Right? Don't
that's
just
what it
look
should
at
be.
mine and just be like an awe, like, oh, that's such a nice place to look at. No, don't be no raggedy street on my raggedy house on our street. Look
That's
over,
true.
say, Tamara been making improvement. Because right, I started with a raggedy house too. Right? The whole
Mm-hmm.
block started off as raggedy houses. And then you're like, oh, Tamara been leveling up. Tamara been working on that house. Damn, you see that deck she had? You keep looking at my home, and at no point did you say, let me throw some grass seeds out here. I can at least work on the grass. I can at,
Exactly.
I can at least clean my windows. I can at least put a new little coat of paint outside. Look at other people's stuff and then be inspired by it. Be fueled
Exactly.
by it. Run with it.
Exactly.
Expand on it. Yes, outdo me. Yes, do what I do and do it better. Yes.
There you go.
Yeah,
There
if
you
I color hair, I want to see you color the hell out of some hair. Baby, if I put in 6 colors, come back and show me you did it with 12.
there you
Okay?
go.
Because
There
how
you
else
go.
do we level up? Because when I seen you did it at 12, baby, coming through with that 24, I did 2 stacks of color. So now we getting carried away. Now friendly competition ensues, and we all just having a good time because at the end of the day, it's just also we can all feel good. It
Yes, we
all
can
comes
all
back down
feel
to
good.
our emotions.
Yes, and that's what it's all about. And and with that, with that, we start off with such a fucked up discussion about this young lady and how she ended up where she ended up. But what you said is something that that these youngins can take and use to be better. We always say this. You just got to be better. Don't be happy, where you are. You should never be because you're always growing. So you should never be like, oh, I've made it. You're never going to make it. You're always going to be striving. But God damn it, just be better. Just take it from what T says to y'all people, young people, male, female. Be better. Don't be jealous. Don't be envious. Just look at somebody and say, oh, okay, I see they're doing something. Use that fuel to drive you to where you need to be or where you want to be. Don't
That's
be
it.
envious. Just
That's
make
it.
sure you be better than you were yesterday. And with that, I'm gonna I'm gonna wrap up this episode of On the Mic with M&T. And like I said, you can reach me on at Overcome to Become. And T, how the people can reach you?
At trust_city on Instagram.
With that, peeps, we'll be back again next week with another set of gems for you. But until then, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and we'll be back with some new information for you to help you live a better life. Peace.